Hi students, my name is Sitesh Nagarashit. I am from Annavara. So last class we are discussing about a topic from 9th standard, that is circles. In circles we already discussed about up to theorem 10.7. So also we discussed about some of the problems based on theorem 10.6 and theorem 10.7. So let us move on to the next part, that is angle subtended by an arc of a circle. Angle subtended by an arc of a circle. Angle subtended by an arc of a circle. Yes. So whatever the thing we have, so we have to remember always, because in any time some things are needed. So that's why here when we, before going to the angle subtended by an arc of a circle, so we have to know something. Before going to this concept, we have to know something here. So here we have to take it as an axiom. That means there is not any, it is not an axiom. We have to take it as a true. So we have to take it as a true statements. So first one it is, I will take the first one. Yes. So if two chords of a circle are equal, then their corresponding arcs are congruent. So I will take the circle here. It is a circle with center O here. So here I am considering two chords. Those two are equal only. So we have to take those two equal chords. We have to consider two equal chords here, like that. So here I am taking the same chord of same measurement here. Yes. So these two chords are same. So here I am taking it as AB and CD. So those two are equal. So that means two chords are equal. If two chords are equal, if two chords of a circle, are equal. So these are the very important statements we have to remember always here. So if two chords of a circle are equal, then their corresponding arcs, arcs are congruent. Yes. So in your textbook there is a mention about only AB and CD. Only AB and CD it is mentioned, but here I am differentiating. I want to differentiate AB and CD. So for that I am taking 2 points in the circle. Here P and here I am taking the Q. Okay, so here we have the things. So here it's a AB and CD are the chords. Those two are equal. So AB is equal to CD we have. So according to the statement, so two chords of the circle are equal. So these two are the chords of the circle, AB and CD. Those two are equal means, so then APB is equal to CQD. So that means this arc APB and this arc CQD, those two are equal. Therefore APB and CQD arcs are congruent. So congruent means it's a APB is equal to CQD. APB is equal to CQD. That means here when we have two chords of a circle, so the chords, because of chords we have arcs. Here. So those two arcs are also equal. So that one. So let us take the converse of this theorem. Let us take the converse. So converse of this theorem also proves. So it's a firstly given part is two chords of a circle are equal, then the corresponding arcs are congruent. So let us take the converse, that is if two arcs are congruent, then their corresponding chords are equal. So that is, if two arcs are congruent, then their corresponding chords are equal. That means here firstly we have arcs, that is APB is equal to CQD. Firstly we have to take that one. APB is equal to CQD. So those two are equal. Then what are the corresponding chords for APB? So we have AB is the corresponding chord, and for CQD, CD is the chord. Therefore AB and CD chords are equal. So this implies AB is equal to CD. That means whatever the chord you draw, that is whatever the number of chords you can draw, all the chords are equal in length. All the chords are equal in length means the corresponding arcs, the arcs are formed by those chords are equal only. So when we have arcs, so those arcs are equal means when we draw a chord using that arc means so that chords also equal. So this is the meaning of this statements. So from the help of these things we have to prove some of the theorems. Let's take the next part of this angle subtended by an arc of a circle. So here we already learnt that when we have equal chords inside a circle, so that from that we have two corresponding arcs, those two are equal. So vice versa, conversely we have, it is a proof. So here we have an arc. Here also we have arc APB, and here we have arc CQD. So when we join those arcs to the center of the circle, so here I am joining the same arc. Here it is a APB arc and here it is a CQD arc. So we have to join with the center. We have to join with the center here like this, and then here we have a CQD arc. So from CQD arc we have to join with this center here. Like this we have to join. Yes. So like this we have to join here. So here it forms two angles. Here it forms an angle, here it forms an angle. So here AOB is a angle made by this APB arc, and this COD we have another angle. We have this angle we obtained by joining the CO and OD, and it forms from the CQD arc. That means when these two angles are equal, here these two angles are equal. That means here the congruent arcs subtends equal arcs at the center, equal angles at the center. That is, these two are the equal arcs. These two are the equal arcs, that is APB and CQD arc. We know that is those two are equal arcs. Those two equal arcs subtends equal angles at the center. That means here AOB and COD are equal. So let's take the statement here. Congruent arc, you can take equal arc also, congruent arc also. So congruent arcs, so that means I am just writing it in the bracket, or equal arcs subtends equal angles at the center, equal angles at the center, equal angles at the center. Here we have this thing. That means firstly we already learned that when we have two chords, those two chords equal means the corresponding arcs are equal. So here when we have arcs are equal, so when we join those two arcs with the center, so then it makes, it subtends two angles, two different angles. Those two different angles are also equal here. So here APB is equal to CQD, those two are equal arcs here. So this implies angle AOB is equal to angle COD here. So that means those two arcs subtends equal angles with the center, equal angles at the center here like this. So with the help of these things we have to prove some of the theorems, and we have to solve some of the problems based on this assumption. So let us take the theorem 10.8. Yes, so let us take the theorem 10.8. Here I have considered three different circles. Okay, so here just observe, we have a same coordinates. That means it's only one situation but three cases. Here it's only one situation but three cases. In three cases we have the same result. Whatever the cases we have, in three cases, so we have the same result. So that one is the thing is in our theorem, that is theorem 10.8. So let's take theorem 10.8. Theorem 10.8, that is the angle subtended by an arc at the center. The angle subtended by an arc at the center is the double the angle subtended by an arc, double the angle subtended by an arc at the point on the remaining part of the circle, at the point on the remaining part of the circle. So let us, we have to understand after taking the statement of this theorem. Yes, the angle subtended by an arc at the center is double the angle subtended by an arc at the point on the remaining part of the circle. Yes. So let us understand the things. Okay. So here we have an arc. So we have an arc means here I will consider this as a PBQ. PBQ is an arc. So here we join PBQ. So here it's the angle subtended. Here, so here we have a angle subtended with that arc to the center. At the center. Here we have arc PBQ. So here we join OP and OQ. Here we join OP and OQ means this arc subtends an angle at the center. Subtends an angle at the center. So first part is that one. The angle subtended by an arc at the center. The angle subtended by an arc at the center. And the another part is the angle subtended by an arc at the point on the remaining part of the circle. In any point you can take the point. That means at any part of the circumference of the circle you have to take a point. That is A. So here I am taking A here. So that means at that point, so we have to join AP and AQ. Likewise, you joined OP and OQ. Here you have to join AP and AQ. So when we join, when you are joined that OP and OQ, so that R subtends the angle at the center. And when we join this P and Q with any point A, that one also subtends an angle at the point A. So here it is also subtend an angle at the center. Here the arc subtends an angle at the point, at the remaining part of the circle. Any point you can take this point. So from that point you have to join AP and AQ. So that it forms a angle, and this also forms a circle. Sorry, this also forms a angle. So here there are two parts, that is, one is the angle subtended by an arc at the center, angle subtended by an arc at the center, and another is the angle subtended by an arc at the point, at the remaining part of the circle. So here it is, the relation is, so this is equal to 2 times of this part. This is equal to 2 times of this part. That means, so here this part is equal to 2 times of this part. Okay, this is the thing. And here we taken the same thing here. So here it is the arc. Here it is a minor arc. It's a minor arc. It's a semicircle. Already we know that one. It's a semicircle. When the line joining the point, that is angle subtended by an arc at the center. Here it is the angle subtended by an arc at the center, but the line is a diameter. So this one is the semicircle. So here this angle. So this is the angle subtended by an arc. That same arc PBQ subtended by an arc at the center. This angle is equal to 2 times of this angle. It's the remaining part of the circle. So it's the same thing here. Here it is. So here it is. Here it is. And here it is a major arc. Here it is a minor arc. Here it is a semicircle. And here it is a minor arc. Here it is a PBQ here. Here it is a PBQ. And here we join PO, OQ. And we taken another point A here. Same point. Here we join PA and AQ. Here also we join PA and AQ. So that means here it forms one angle. And here it forms an angle. So the arc subtends an angle at the center is equal to 2 times the angle subtended at a point. Angle subtended by an arc at a point. Here angle subtended by an arc at a circle is double the angle subtended by an arc at the point on the remaining part of the circle. Here it's the same. The angle subtended by an arc at the center is equal to double the angle subtended by an arc at the point. Here it is also same. The angle subtended by an arc at the center is equal to double the angle subtended by an arc at the center. So here we have to prove. So let us prove that one. So here given it is, in case of given, so we consider three cases. That is, consider 3 cases. 3 cases. That is, one is the PBQ is minor arc. PBQ is minor arc. Secondly, PBQ is a semicircle. And third one is PBQ. PBQ is major arc. So here I am giving the name. This is the first one, and this is the second one, and this is the third one. This is the third one here. So let us prove. What we have to prove here? What we have to prove? So here angle POQ. Angle POQ is equal to 2 times of angle PQ. Whatever the situation we have, so we have to take the same steps. So we have to prove. Yes. So let us consider there are 2 triangles are there. So let us consider 2 triangles. In each and every case there are 2 triangles, that is PAO and OAQ. PAO and QAO. And here also PAO and QAO. Here PAO and QAO. So that means we can take those 2 triangles. Firstly consider triangle PAO. So in that triangle PAO, so just observe whether there is any equalities are there, just observe. So PAO. So in that PAO, OP and OA are those 2 are equal because those 2 are radii of circle. That is OP is equal to OA. OP is equal to OA because it's a radii of circle. Radii of circle. So here just observe when we have OA and OP. So whatever the case, you can observe any circle here. So in all the cases it looks like same only. As here you can consider this also, here you can consider this also, here you can consider this also. As here I am considering this here. So whatever. Here OA is equal to OP. The angle opposite to the equal sides is equal. We already know that one. So let us take that case. So here OP. So opposite of that one is OAP. So it is angle OAP is equal to OA. Opposite of OA is equal to OPA. Angle OPA. Because angle opposite to equal sides. Angle opposite to equal sides. Then yes. So here we draw another one thing, that is AOC. Why it is drawn means, so we have a help from that one. So here OC is the extended it is. So AO is extended. So AO is extended here. So that is extend AO. Then here just observe this angle, and this angle, and this angle becomes the exterior angle for this triangle PAO. So exterior angle, we already know that exterior angle is the sum of interior opposite angles. We already know that one. So that's why we have to express in that form. That is angle COP is equal to, because we want the relationship between this angle and this small angle, and here this angle and this small angle, and this angle and this small angle. When we have this angle equality, so then we can easily get those things, our required things. That is angle COP is equal to the sum of interior opposite angle, that is this small angle and this angle. Those two are the opposite angle. That is angle OAP plus angle OPA. That is angle COP is equal to, here we know that angle OAP is equal to angle OPA. Which one we want here? Angle OAP we want, because we have to express this angle in the form of this angle. So that's why. Yes. So here I am just taking angle OAP plus angle OAP only. So because those two are equal, that is angle COP is equal to 2 into angle OAP. I will consider this as equation number 1. So let us take the, here we consider angle triangle PAO. Simultaneously we have to consider angle QAO, triangle QAO. Consider triangle QAO. So in that, what are the radii of circles are there here? So here OQ and OA. That is OQ is equal to OA, that is radius. Then the angle opposite to the equal sides. The same thing we have to take, angle opposite to the equal side, that is OQ. Angle OAQ is equal to angle OQA. Angle OAQ is equal to angle OQA. So this is angle opposite to equal sides. To equal sides. Then we have the same thing, that is angle COP is a exterior angle, angle COQ is a exterior angle. Is a exterior angle here. So here I am taking that one, angle COQ. Angle COQ is equal to, here angle COQ is equal to sum of interior opposite angles, that is angle OAQ plus angle OQ. Okay. So angle COQ is equal to angle OAQ plus angle OAQ, because we know that angle OAQ is equal to angle OQA. That is angle COQ is equal to 2 into angle OAQ. Yes. So I will take this as equation number 2. So add equation 1 and 2 here, angle COP plus angle COQ, and 2 into angle OAP is equal plus 2 into angle OAQ. Add 1 and 2. What happens here? Angle COP plus angle COQ is equal to 2 into angle OAP plus 2 into angle OAQ. So here, angle COP plus angle COQ means here it becomes angle POQ. Angle COP plus angle COQ. So when we add those two things, we have angle POQ. Angle POQ is equal to, here when we take out 2 as a common, what happens here? Here angle OAP plus angle OAQ. So is equal to angle POQ is equal to 2 into angle PAQ. So here it is the proof of this theorem. How can we prove that one? There are 3 cases are there. So in 3 cases we have the same proof. So here we consider the one triangle, and in that we have radius of the circles are equal. So opposite of the angles opposite to the equal sides are equal. Then we taken that one, and we have the exterior angle here. So from that exterior angle is the sum of interior opposite angles. We know that one. So we took the relation. We have the one part, and simultaneously we have the second part in the second triangle. In all these 3 cases, we have the same cases. Whatever the cases you consider, we have the same thing. And after that, when we add those 2 things, we have the required thing like this. So this is the proof of the theorem 10.8. So let us move on to the one problem based on this theorem 10.8. So let us take 2 homework here. So here there are 2 homework. So let us consider one by one. So here first homework is A, B and C are 3 points in a circle with center O such that angle BOC is equal to 30 degree and angle AOB is equal to 60 degree. Here we have the situation. Here we have the arc AB here, and arc AB makes some angles here. ABC makes some angles with the center is 60 degree, 30 degree. We can add those two, we get the 90 degree here. So no problem. Then here we have point D on the remaining part of the circle other than ABC. So here we have the point D here. So we have to find the angle ADC. Already we know about the theorem 10.8. That is it is related to here. That is the arc subtended by an arc at the center is equal to double the arc subtended by angle subtended by an arc at the point on the remaining part of the circle. Here we have arc AC, so it subtends at an angle at the center. Here it is 90 degree we have, and we have a point D. It's the remaining part of the circle. So also we joined that one. So that means it's a angle subtended by an arc at the point on the remaining part of the circle. So I hope you understood the relationship that one. So with the help of that theorem 10.8, you can solve this problem, and you can find out angle ADC also. So this is equal to 2 times of this angle. So I hope you understood that one. Yes, let us move on to the last problem. That is in figure, angle PQR is equal to 100 degree, where P, Q and R are points on a circle with center O, and find angle OPR. So let us be careful. You have to observe here. Here we have angle 100 degree. So it's a case of minor axis, minor arc. Already we learnt in the theorem 10.8. Here it is a major arc. Here it's a major arc. We know about that one. Yes. So here this PBR is the arc. PBR is the arc. This arc subtend an angle at the center O, and this same arc subtend an angle at the Q. So hope you know about that relationship. That is, this angle is equal to 2 times of this angle. So from that one we can find out this angle. And here we want to find out this angle here, angle OPR. So, but here just observe, here we have a triangle. So in triangle we don't have any one value of any angles. But here just observe, here when we have this angle means we can find out this angle also. The angle around a point is 360 degree. When we subtract this angle from this 360 degree, we have this angle. Yes. So here one problem is solved. Here we have this angle, and remaining those two we want. Here this we want. When we have this angle, we can get this angle also. But here it is not possible to take this angle. This this angle, there is no any relationship between the angle this, so whatever the angle we have. But here one thing we can take here, that is here OP and OR are the radius of the circle. So that means the angles opposite to the equal sides are equal. Yes, so that means this angle and this angle, those two are equal. After that, substitute the angle sum property of a triangle here. So the sum of the interior angles of a triangle is 180 degree. Then express this angle as this angle. Express this angle as in terms of this angle. Then it becomes 2 into angle OPR, and this angle we have transpose this one, all the terms remaining we have angle OPR. So try to find out this problem. So these two problems we have, so try to get the solution. I hope you understood these things. So those who are watching this video for the first time, please subscribe our channel and don't forget to press the bell icon. You can get the notification of our channel very easy. Also hit the like button. Thank you.